I knew it was going to be a rough day just because clouds were out, they were rolling in, there was a cool breeze just hitting me as soon as I stepped outside. But I also saw the report for the weather um, all week, and I knew it was going to be fun. And if you don't know what I do right now, I'm a delivery driver. So the environments and the weather, they matter. They make things tricky because I have slipped and fell and I bust my booty bum, and that did not feel too healthy. And yeah, I was a little limpy gimpy for a few days after that. But then I thought maybe it's not going to be as bad as I think. Oh, and if you're wondering about that, hold on. That. I'm in my son's room, got to go where it can be a little quieter so you guys can hear me. And as I started driving to the delivery area, it started raining. And I'm like, surely it won't get worse. It got worse. It was raining like freaking crazy. But you know what? It in that moment, I realized that, bro, I just feel like being lazy right now because I don't really. I'll be honest. I don't want to bag all these packages because some of them are incredibly large and awkward, and it just takes more time to do that, and then that'll give me a longer day. However, it is part of my job to do that. And I don't work for my employer, I work for God. So I needed to fall back on that thought for a minute. And that was showing me too that I had a toxic way of thinking. I need to reframe the way I'm viewing this situation that I'm dealing with right now. And that first started with me figuring out an interesting and fun way. I know this is going to sound crazy, maybe even silly, but to make it fun to pull the bags off of I guess the bag roll or whatever you call it. And I did. I kind of turned it into like a little game. Look, whenever you do like a certain line of work, especially if it's labor based, you have to find things to make it more interesting and fun instead of just like mundane. Because when you do that, it definitely opens up more creative doors of opportunity. And also, I believe that like transitions your mind into a way of thinking to start looking for more things that align with your purpose. I know, like you're like, well, shoot, how can figure out how to use bags to way in a way to which you're having fun, align with your purpose. I'm like, bro, there are so many things that can align with your purpose, and whenever you step into your purpose, there are going to be a lot of challenges. Mainly because the whole time it's not going to be like, oh, hunky dory, yay, let's have some fun. Like there will be like off moments where you're like, man, this sucks what I'm doing right now. I'm giving as much advice as I can to this guy to help and to serve him. Or, I'm trying to be a spiritual leader of my family, and just work is incredibly difficult. I mean, yeah, you can delegate and stuff like that, but if you can't financially afford that at the time and you're dealing with a lot of financial stress, that'll really hinder your way of thinking. And it's just another challenge. So you like literally need to like detox, maybe even from your phone for a little while, for a few hours, and literally get out the old school pen and paper and just start writing out some thoughts, some things that you can do, some action steps you can take. So what I did, other than coming up with that creative thought to making that ripping the bags off turn into a game, I'm like, how can I make the rest of this day, fun? And I would keep asking myself this question because I had a lot of deliveries. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love audiobooks. At least this season of my life, I listen to them like crazy. So what I did, I would act like a certain character in my audiobook. And I like listening to post-apocalyptic and sci-fi. And there were certain moments where it would reel me in. It would hook me in so much that I would hyper focus with my ear holes. And and what would happen then was like whenever I needed to go get a signature from a customer, I would like literally whenever they would answer the door, I'm just like like sometimes I would just freak out because I just wasn't ready for that moment. And it just I would look back and I would actually laugh at those moments because they probably thought I was a weirdie, just one of those weirdo delivery drivers. But I I would explain to them like, excuse me, I have an addiction to audiobooks and I'm getting help with it. No, I wouldn't say that, but they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm listening to audiobook too. Like I don't know, it's really cool. Just by being honest, some just what they can say and how it can really like lift your spirits up sometimes, and just help you out. Something too, reframing your way of thinking can literally redefine the rest of your day and shoot. And for some people, I don't say all because a lot of people don't do this, and it would make such a freaking difference in their lives. But if you were to just be more careful and just be more cautious on what you say to yourself and then to others, what is internal eventually becomes external. So you need to realize, like, if all you say are like these bad things, and science can back this up, um, then that's all the results you're going to get. So no matter what you can do to make life fun, you need to do that, even if it's something small. Like no, that might be too graphic. But I don't know if you happen to like blow your nose like this. Maybe you can blow it like this. I don't know. Maybe you could do like a little jig, like just sneeze right into the handkerchief. Does people still use handkerchiefs? I think so. But yeah, you can you can do that, or just man, whatever. And after I transitioned my way of thinking, it's really cool what happened after that because I actually finished the day early, and it was awesome because I got to go home and spend more time with my kids and my wife. Well, she didn't get home as quickly as I did. Waited a couple hours, but shoot, we went outside. The grass was a little dry-ish, so we went to go play in that. And I think they eventually, I think they actually needed a bath after that. But we had a little bit of fun out there and had an early bath day. We normally bathe them like maybe once every 2 months. So I'm just kidding, but yeah. Bath days are fun, man. And if I could recommend something too, I'd recommend those bath bombs. I don't know, they have some bath clay that you can actually get. It smells really nice. I mean, the water looks like a I don't know, somebody left a turd in it for a month, but I mean that brownish water now, it just smells awesome. I don't know, it's crazy. Well, I guess there are more colors than brown, but I don't know. That was the one I remember because it smelled the nicest. They have so many colors, but the one that smelled brown, it smelled really nice. And another great thing too that I realized was that the rain was sporadic, and since it wasn't consistent, there were moments where I didn't have to put on like all my rain gear because I have like one of those $15 rain outfits that you get at like uh, Walmart or something like that. So it tears so easily, and especially with my big honking boots that I put on. Yeah, I said the word honking or honking. I don't know. That's how you can tell I'm a Tennessee local. But I learned that from my wife. Whenever she gets excited, it's really funny. She'll have a really thick country accent. We'll just be going down the street or something, and then she'll be like, "Oh, that looks nice over there," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, that looks so fun." I don't know. It's weird. I like. I don't mean to say weird, but I'm gonna say I like it. I think it's attractive and fun. I wish more people were true to themselves like that instead of trying to cover up their accents. Now I'm starting to get that little bit of what is it? Slang, swang, swag. I can't remember, but I'm starting to pick up some of that Tennessee local dialect that they have out here. Accent, that's what the word is, I think. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, and just know that life will have ups and downs, but you just have to enjoy it, sometimes, and just see what God is trying to show you. Because remember, stepping into your purpose isn't always easy because literally the enemy will do whatever they and he can to throw us off track, to make us not live in our purpose. And you were meant for so much more. All right, bro. I'll catch you in the next one. And don't forget to check out the link below to jump into my free community.